You ever have one of those days where you walk into a place, thinking you're just another face in the crowd, and by lunchtime you've turned the whole place upside down? Yeah, that was me, just past 11 in the morning, standing in the chaos of TechCOR's flashy energy lab in downtown San Francisco, except nobody was looking at me. Bright lights flashing, alarms blaring, 30 of the smartest people you'll ever meet shouting over each other around this glass pod at the center of the room. The world's first self-sustaining energy core, 400 million bucks, years in the making, and about to go up in smoke. Engineers from MIT, Stanford, Caltech, all those big names you read about on LinkedIn. But now they were in full-on panic mode, some pounding keyboards, others elbow-deep in wires, everyone tossing out theories like confetti at a parade, but nothing was working. The temperature kept climbing, ready to cook the whole project. To make things worse, in 2 hours the media and all the big investors were supposed to tour the place. Martin Blake, the CEO, stood behind glass like a stone gargoyle, arms folded, jaw set so tight you'd think he could crack walnuts with it. The guy had a reputation, fire you for less than what was happening today. You could feel the fear bouncing off the walls. So here I am, just a food delivery girl with a cart full of boxed lunches, hat pulled low, logo faded from too many washes, supposed to slip in and out, not get noticed. Except I did notice. I mean, it's not every day you get a front row seat to $1 million meltdown, right? No one paid me any attention as I paused outside, but I was glued to the monitors through the glass. The numbers, the code, they still sang to me, even if nobody knew I could read that language. See, once upon a time, MIT wanted me to. Full ride, age 17. But then my mom had a stroke, and just like that, my future rerouted. Dropped out, 2 jobs, spent every spare second keeping her alive. Engineering became a distant dream. Now I delivered food to the kind of people I'd hoped to work beside. But as I'm standing there, I spot something nobody inside sees. Code scrolling by, diagnostic charts, something just off. Meanwhile, inside the lab, it's pure panic. We're 5 minutes from a total meltdown, someone yells. Martin's voice booms over the intercom, calm but ice cold. If that core crashes before the press gets here, we're done. My grip tightens on the cart. My heart's hammering. I know I shouldn't get involved. I'm wearing an apron, not a lab coat. But it hits me. I know how to fix this. So I do something completely out of character. I walk right into the lab. Instantly, a voice snaps. You can't be in here. I apologize, nerves shaking but voice steady. Look, I overheard you guys talking. The thermal algorithm, you're treating the heat like it builds up in a straight line, but with a rotating core like this, it spikes every 6th rotation. Exponentially, not linearly. That's why you're losing control. Your sensors are lagging. You need to recalibrate to compensate for the pattern. You could hear a pin drop. Martin leans in behind the glass. The lead engineer looks like he's ready to toss me out, but a junior tech, young guy, eyes wide, runs the numbers. Wait, he says. Hold on, she's right. He punches in the recalibration I suggested. Alarms drop. Temperatures stabilize. All the monitors go green. The room gasps in relief. Behind the glass, Martin just stares, measuring me. The lead engineer, still stunned, asks how I knew. I shrug. Used to study this stuff before life got complicated. Martin hits the intercom. What's your name? Riley. Riley Jensen. He stares a second, then, stay where you are, Riley. Suddenly, I'm standing there, delivery cart beside me, 30 engineers blinking at me like I just descended from Mars. Martin strides into the room, unreadable as ever. You stabilized a $400 million prototype in 30 seconds, he says, voice low. I shift awkward. Honestly, it was just basic physics. I did similar work in college. I was at MIT, dropped out when my mom got sick. An engineer mutters, you could have just shouted from the hall. I shrug again. Didn't want to interfere, but someone had to say something. Martin looks around at his team, then back at me. You just saved this company, you know that? I can barely process it. He gestures to a terminal. Show me what else you see. I step up, hands steady now, and walk them through some misconfigured routines, a few cooling issues, even spot a design flaw in their plasma distributor. Takes me maybe 10 minutes. The lead engineer watches, speechless. One of them finally says, she's not just good, she's scary good. Martin leans in. How long to finish your degree? 2 years, if I could afford it. You can now, he says. And you're starting here. As of today, you work for TechCOR. My mouth drops. I didn't mean, I'm not asking, he says. You caught what 30 top engineers missed. You think fast, you belong in this lab. Full salary, mentorship, and I'll pay your tuition if you want to finish school. I look around, expecting resistance, but the team just nods, some even smiling. You serious? I whisper. Completely, he says, cracking the faintest smile I've ever seen. I say yes, because what else could I say? Fast forward 2 months. I'm not wearing an apron anymore. My name's on a blue lab coat, my badge clipped right next to the core display. The other engineers go from skeptical to downright supportive. Martin checks in on me, mentors me personally, and for the first time in years I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Still take care of my mom, still grind every day, but my ideas help push the core project so far that NASA and a bunch of green tech foundations start calling. One day Martin calls me in. We're starting a youth engineering program for inner-city schools. I want you to be the face of it. You want me to lead it? I ask, half joking. No, he says. I want you to own it. I blink back tears. Never thought I'd get this chance. You didn't get it, he tells me. You earned it. About a year after that crazy day, I'm not just part of the Energy Core team. I'm in the tech journals as the accidental genius who turned a disaster into a billion-dollar pivot. But I keep my head down, still making breakfast for mom before work, still feeling that pressure, but now it's purpose. One afternoon, Martin calls me into a conference room. Instead of just him, there's a panel of the world's top execs and a giant display, Project Orbital, satellite energy for remote villages. Have a seat, Martin says, voice warm for once. We're putting you in charge of one of the core design teams. I freeze. You want me to lead? You're the only one we trust, one board member says. You solve problems under pressure. Your story inspires people. I laugh. I don't even have a degree yet. The board just grins. Some of the best never did, someone replies. I look at the models on the screen, world maps, real-time data, and I realize, yeah, this is what I've been waiting for. I'm in, I tell them. Months later, I'm on a plane to Zurich for a tech summit, standing at a podium in a tailored suit. Nothing like the food-stained hoodie from my delivery days. My story's gone viral. They call me the girl who rewired the future. Schools ask me to talk to girls in STEM. The youth initiative I started is fully funded, and finally, kids from places like mine can see themselves on engineering brochures. Mom's health is better, new apartment, nurse to help her. Life's good, but I haven't changed. I still mentor interns, stay late refining our satellite grid, and never forget where I started. One evening, Martin joins me by the giant window, city lights glittering. You've come a long way, he says. I grin. You gave me the chance. He shakes his head. No, Riley. You took it. I just didn't get in your way. We stand there a minute, just watching the world. He says, I used to think genius came from Ivy League pipelines. Now I know it comes from people like you. The ones who struggle, sacrifice, and see things no one else does. I look up at the stars, remembering the day I didn't even have gas money to get home. Now I'm helping light up the world. 3 years down the line, I'm standing on a mountaintop in Peru, watching a school light up for the first time, powered by our satellite grid. A little girl, dusty uniform, runs up holding a tablet with my photo. Miss Riley, is this you? She asks. It is, I laugh. You want to be an engineer one day? She nods, eyes wide. Then start now? I tell her. You've got what it takes. As the sun dips behind the mountains, I feel something I haven't felt in years, real peace. My pain built something beautiful. I delivered food, then I delivered hope, and now, I'm delivering light to the darkest corners of the world. So yeah, that's my story. I'd say it's proof that the world doesn't care where you started, only what you do when the moment finds you. But maybe you don't buy that. Maybe you think luck had more to do with it than grit. That's fine. I want to hear what you think. Drop a comment, argue with your friends about justice, talent, or opportunity, whatever. Because if my story starts a debate, maybe that's the spark for someone else to change their life. What would you do if the world suddenly looked your way?